Hey, welcome back, Cloud Scholars. I hope everyone out there is having a blessed day. My name is Kieran Tross, and we are continuing with our Master Okta course. So, if you will, please log into your Okta portal. In this video, we're going to talk a bit about authenticators, right? So, if you come over here to security and you click on authenticators, right here, when you get to authenticators, you will see that you have different authenticators that are active, right? So you see right here, we see status active, and the authenticators that come right out of the box of Okta is email, right? You also have Okta Verify, and it gives you the factor type. It says possession plus knowledge, possession plus biometric. Device bound, hardware protected, phishing resistant. So it's letting you know this one's phishing resistant, and it gives you authentication, right? This one is recovery, used for recovery. Password is used for authentication, and security question is used for recovery as well. And over here, you can delete it if you want to, or you can add it, or whatever the case may be, right? Now over here, we have enrollment. Well, let me go back a little bit. So back here on this add authenticator, we can add an additional authenticator, right? So if there's a bunch of options that Okta gives you. Obviously, you see here, Okta Verify is already added. Password is already added. Security question is already added as well. And email is already added because this is a recovery. Now, you could do a custom authenticator. You could do a Google authenticator. You could do an IDP authenticator. There's a bunch of others you can do. So if I wanted to add Google really quickly, right, I click add. And then this can be used for authentication and recovery. And I click add. Now we have a Google authenticator here as well. So I go to actions, I can edit it if I wanted to edit anything if I wanted to, but it doesn't really give you any options here really for editing, right? Let me click on this one. This one, you have ability to change this one. Let's see, Okta Verify. You have some more information here that you can change within the Okta Verify as well. And over here with the Google Authenticator, let me come back here. It doesn't really say authentication as well. So now let me come over here to enrollment. Over here on the enrollment, we have different policies that we can set up. So this is the default policy, right? So this one is active. And if I click down here, I can edit it. And what this is saying is the default policy applies to all situations if no other policy applies. So authenticators, email is disabled. Google Authenticator is optional. Then we have Okta Verify is optional. We have password is required, and security question is disabled. Now, if I were to come here, there's a rule already established within this. So over here, we can add a policy, right? So we can add another policy here. Let's say we wanted to have a policy for contractors, right? If you're doing Okta, you're dealing with identities, right? You're probably identity access management engineer or whatever. And when you're dealing with different identities, if you've worked with different clients, a lot of times with identities, there are, your full-time, part-time, you have your summer interns, and you have your contractors. Now, if I've run into situations where an organization, a client I'm working with, and I'm going through their identity lifecycle management, I'm talking about how, the join and move reliever process goes. And one of the things that I would, constantly get is when it comes to contractors, and I constantly ask this question, is like, how do you all manage your contractors? And a lot of times contractors always fall through the cracks. And what I mean by that, so you have a department head, or you might have a manager who needs contractors for whatever reason, let's say marketing, and they give them access and they request access for identity, and they fire the contractor, or the contractor's job ends and they don't notify anybody from IT. This is why you need to have certain boundaries in place within your organization, like a sale point or some type of identity management or rule that says if somebody hasn't logged in a certain amount of time, then you have to do an access review. That's a little bit off topic here, but it does kind of roll into why we're doing this scenario. So this could be a contractor's policy. And I'll just leave the description the same way because you want this to be a little more specific. And the great thing about this, I can assign this to a group. So if I do contractors, I have a contractors group. Right now, there's nobody in it, but still, I can add that group and I can say, okay, authenticators, do I want email? I'm saying, no, I don't want email. I'm going to disable email. I'm going to require Google Authenticator for them. I'm going to require Okta Verify if they want to use either or, right? Or I can say optional on this one. Password required, and then security question, I could say required as well, right? And then this way I could create this policy and then add a rule, right? So here's my rule, contractors rule. And I can exclude groups. So I can exclude, I already applied it to my users, the right users. And then it says if user's IP is in zone, not in zone, if they're contractors, they're probably coming from anywhere, right? Then enrollment is allowed if required authenticators are missing. Deny enrollment of SSO authenticators, deny enrollment of all authenticators. Allowed if required authenticators are missing. All right. So then deny enrollment of single sign-on authenticators. So we have different options, right? And then we just click create rule. And then now we have a contractors rule, right? So we have a contractors rule where you see here required Okta Verify, password, security question, and then we have optional Google Authenticator. Now, it's really up to you what you want to do. This is really just showing you the power of how you can now, really keep your environment secure based on specific identities within your organization. So that is it. This video is just really to talk and walk you through the Okta Authenticators, how you set that up and how that works within your environment. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you again for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button here at Cloud Scholars. My goal is to get you from scholar to consultant, and of course, consultant to expert. Thank you. See you next time.